Hey guys, so I may as well start out by talking about the obvious thing about this chapter, which is that at the very end we get the reveal of Kaido's hybrid form. And yeah, I'll be honest, that's kind of one of those things that that it's funny. I don't know how these people are getting these like scans or whatnot, but I always somehow get pretty much spoiled about certain aspects of the upcoming One Piece chapter even before it's like released on the Shonen Jump app. So it's like so yeah, it I kind of got spoiled about the reveal of this, and and but but the thing is when this is one of those times where getting spoiled, it kind of gave me a it kind of it kind of allowed me to kind of form my own thoughts kind of pretty early on, because the thing about Kaido's hybrid form for me is that, and just the design of it is that it feels very underwhelming to say the least. Like it's like the thing about the reveal of Kaido's hybrid form is that the design of it isn't necessarily bad, but uh, but the thing is, just appearance wise, it feels very it just feels like it just feels like there's so much more that Oda could have maybe done with this could have done with this could have done with this design, and keep in mind that that was just my initial thoughts upon looking at the spoiler image. But and now that I've read the chapter, it's kind of hard to explain my thoughts on this hybrid form, but I think it's honestly just one of those things where because Kaido already has such a monstrous appearance in general, I think Oda almost needed to go a little extra hard on the details with his hybrid form design. Like again, again, there's nothing inherently wrong, but there's just something that feels off about the hybrid design. Like again, I don't hate it, but it feels weird. It looks weird. It feels weird. I don't know. Um, with that said though, however, just because the design itself is kind of minimal and it isn't what I was expecting, doesn't mean Kaido hasn't gotten stronger because of it. And yeah, I feel that with the official reveal of Kaido in his hybrid form and Big Mom from staring down like Luffy's group, we have we have reached the turning point where Luffy will either succeed or fail in defeating Kaido. Personally, given the narrative and the intense build-up we've gotten to this point, to like the Throne Wars being like the end game of the whole series, I'm still going with the latter over the former. And with the only wild card in this situation right now, from just being from just being Kaido's own daughter, and what she's gonna do. Yeah, so yeah, as a whole, like again, I don't hate it, but something just felt off about it. Um, Now, moving on, let's talk about the two major things that happened in this chapter, which is that the Odin we saw last chapter was actually revealed to be a creation, was revealed to be like a painted creation that was made by Kanjuro, and that Orochi is still alive and going on going on a rampage and erratically just burning the whole palace down. And while I do kind of question how exactly Orochi managed to survive, even taking into account his devil fruit power, if nothing else, both of these characters returning in this chapter, highlights honestly just how tragic their pretty much characters really are. Because if there's kind of been a growing theme. There's kind of been a growing theme throughout Wano, and specifically of the Prince Kodozumi clan, that shows that all Kanjuro and Orochi have known, and all they've lived their entire lives for, is revenge on the Kozuki clan. And they're and at this point they're willing to do anything to achieve it, even if it means like from just taking from just dying and taking, even if it means like dying as well. Like they like the with these two characters, they don't know how how to live for any other reason. And in the case of Orochi, Kaido's betrayal only drove him deeper into the into that madness. Like in some ways, like Kaido's betrayal of Kaido's betrayal of Orochi is pretty much was pretty much Orochi's first genuine feel of what it is to of what it is to be like of what it is to be like pretty much betrayed, like pretty much betray of having that feeling of betrayal, just like his grandfather had felt being betrayed by I guess by the Kozuki. Or we never really know what happened there, but yeah, it was his first feeling of betrayal, and it just drove him deeper into that madness. Um, Also, because of Orochi and Kanjuro's actions in this chapter, I feel in some way they they might be affecting this battle by burning the outcome of this battle by just burning everything. Whether it's gonna go in Luffy's favor or Kaido's favor, that remains to be seen. And it would, but it would be kind of ironic in the end if what Kanjuro and if what Kanjuro and Oda and Orochi are doing actually kind of help the Prince Samurai Pirate Alliance in some way. Like that would kind of be the ultimate irony of what they're doing right now. um, of course, in the midst of all that craziness, we see Inuarashi confronting Jack, and yeah, I'm all here for that because I do still think the Minx, because I wanted the Minx to play some kind of role in finally defeating Jack, but at the same time, I still wouldn't mind if Sanji showed up because because he himself also does still kind of have, because on top of the fact that Sanji still does need his moment, I do find that Sanji's recent fights do tend to be the most entertaining when he's teamed up with someone. Like I found, I know it's, I don't know if it's unpopular opinion, but I found his fight with where he teamed with Jinbei and Fishman Island to be kind of entertaining. Like somehow something about that fight seemed really right. And and on top of that, Sanji does have just as much of a bone to pick with Jack as the Minks do themselves. So in general, though, so yeah, I really like this setup of with Jack right now, and just and with the hope that Sanji gets in there. And yeah, and just in general, I think we just gotta admire how committed Inuarashi is towards ending this struggle with Jack. Because to him, his fight with Jack, it's not just a fight. He sees it as an unfulfilled duty as the leader of Zoe in order to protect his people. Like this is his way of saying, I'm ending this feud with Jack. I'm protecting my people, that kind of thing. And I kind of it's him taking his position as a leader, and I kind of appreciate that. Um, on top of that, though, we also, aside from that, though, we also get a little bit of a small bit of a nugget of information thrown in that's supposedly subconsciously, supposedly like Prince Momonosuke has gotten better control over his devil fruit power, and while it's still somewhat unclear what his role will be, I don't think Oda would have thrown that in there if he didn't have a plan for Momo to utilize it. And now, how he could utilize that power, I'm not sure. And with everything happening with so many things happening back to back in this chapter, it does feel like we are headed toward the like tipping point of this arc, and that Oda is really setting the stage for almost like a victory and the defeat to be the end result of this arc. Like I think that this arc is going to end in a way where it truly is that like have a situation of winning the battle but losing the war. Like I think that's kind of the sense I'm getting of this arc now that it's kind of moving towards its climax. Is that this is going to be we've basically won the battle, but we're going to lose. We're going to win the battle, but we're going to lose the war, kind of thing. That's kind of the idea I'm getting right now. Um, Now, granted, there is now granted, despite this idea, that there is still a lot of smaller details that I hope still get addressed because they could also serve as 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 tipping points that can move things back in the favor of the of like Luth of the Straw Hats and all that, which is that one of the things, for example, we haven't really gotten of is we don't know when Odin's second blade. We don't know like obviously Zoro wields like Enma, but we don't know when Odin's second blade. When Odin's second blade. Pretty much when Odin's second blade is gonna come into play. Like I'm not kidding. Like I may know Habakiri is still kind of like waiting in the wings, and it feels like it's just kind of me. Like I don't think Oda would just leave that as a meandering plot point. Like I think he generally does have a plan for that sword, and I'm still convinced it at some point it is going to be wielded. It is going to be wielded by. It is going to be wielded by. It is going to be wielded by 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 Yamato. So yeah, I think that's still going to happen. And another thing is that we still don't know like what Kobe's role in this arc will be, even if he has one, because like again, the last conversation he had with Drake kind of indicated that Kobe is making his own moves right now, so he probably should be at Wano here soon if he's not. And I do stand by that we are like so yeah, I stand by that we are in the end game, but there are still some things Oda still has to give us before this arc is over, even if Kaido himself doesn't get defeated. Um, but yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and also Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Enemy, signing off. Later, guys.